Well, we know that Russia really early on made it a priority to develop a vaccine. There are about 100 or over 100 vaccines that are being developed worldwide, and it's become a major race to see who can develop the first. Russia really early, President Vladimir Putin made it a priority. And for the past 2 months, they've been testing, which was already, there were questions raised that perhaps this was being done too early. And in these 2 months of testing, about several hundred people have been tested. And so came as a huge surprise in the past 2 weeks when we started getting signals that Russia would be rushing to approve this this vaccine, as usually the World Health Organization recommends what is commonly known as the phase 3 trial. This is when thousands of participants are tested, and only then, once the studies are released, do medical experts say that you will know whether a vaccine is ready to go. And it's important to point out that only 10% of clinical trials usually are successful. So what's happening right now with Russia's vaccine is that after only 2 months of several hundred people having been tested, Russia says it's ready to go. The plan now, Deputy Prime Minister Tatyana Galikova said that by the end of the month or early next month, medical workers, key medical workers working around the virus, exposed to the virus, will start getting the vaccine. And President Vladimir Putin said he hopes that the public will be able to have access to the vaccine come October. Some experts are saying that perhaps this will be closer to January. But what's interesting is that the phase 3 trial is going to get underway, and this will be going until January. So as the vaccine starts to be produced and released to the public, it will still be under trial, and we will only really know how effective that vaccine is once that trial is over in the winter.
So as you say, it's an accelerated timeline. Why is Russia so keen to rush this vaccine and get it out first?
As you mentioned just a bit earlier, the vaccine is going to be called Sputnik. That's an explicit reference to the world's first satellite that the Soviet Union developed in the 50s during the height of the Cold War space race. And right now, Russia over recent years has seen claims in the international community that its science, its medicine is not up to speed. And this for them is a big propaganda coup. It's a big victory to show how great they are. And what we'll see with the testing is that the phase 3 will be launched abroad as well. It won't be just in Russia. Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and the Philippines have signed on. And today, during this government meeting with the health minister, with President Vladimir Putin, and so on national television, there were big boasts we heard over and over how much the foreign community wants this vaccine. So Russia's expecting to produce 500 million doses annually, and at the same time, it said that there's a demand for up to 1 billion. And this will also be produced not only in Russia, this will be produced in India so far has signed on, the Philippines, and Brazil are some of the countries that are mentioned. So for Russia, Russia will come out as a big winner if they are the first ones to produce this vaccine, whether or not it's effective, because all around the world, people will know that Russia was the first one to develop it. This all comes amid accusations that Russian hackers were stealing information from the UK and the US and Europe during, as those scientists were rushing to create their own vaccines. So what we're seeing essentially is a sort of mini scientific Cold War renewed during the midst of a pandemic.